12th May 2022, 12:08 AM at locale. Literary analysis and study of the Divine Comedy Inferno, Canto 1, continuing from stanzas 43 to 46. He governs everywhere, and there he reigns. He governs everywhere, and there he reigns. Seems to me like a notation of the perpetual presence of a force of enactment and engagement and actionability and impetus onto growings or livings that exists transiently and assailedly. It's also noted as having some relevance to the perceivability of aspect of an arraignment, aspect of awareness, an aspect of an awareness, or the relevance or notation, the impetus, or the relevance of the notation that at any point an understanding and a beneficence can folly or falter. As well as an indication that the faltering can be seen, that a presence of adversity or a presence of a faltering or presence of a challenge can be seen as an apartment, existentially placed. And the speakings to a journeyman, the statement of theirs is city, and the notance of the scale to which, or the magnitude to which an affordance for oneself, of peace for one, of internalized peace for oneself. Magnitude to which an affordance of internalized peace for oneself can be affecting. As well as, more notedly, the scale to which, in similar sense, intellectual growth can affect and is notedly to point of insurmountability, whence reaching the limitations of conceptualizations or descriptability, not rather correction on conceptualization, limitations on descriptabilities that one might find themselves challenged by. And similarly noting the idea that all connection and interrelation and companionship has an aspect of transience through one another in before the grander idea of existential bindedness ascribed unto the understanding of love that can be ascribed unto some understanding of love. O happy he whom thereto he elects. And a reminder, and that line serves as a reminder for the understanding of self-accommodation for that prior stated recommended peace, internalization of peace, as well as the appreciativeness, as well as a holdance to appreciativeness, a reminder onto my advisement, the suggestibility of appreciativeness of self-position wherever it may be within a journeyment, perceive it. Cry to him, poet I thee entreat, by the same God whom thou didst never know, so that I may escape this woe and worse. And the notance that from allst who envision, but also who envision or seek toward a betterment, and whatever casting or placement they may find of themselves, they are of comparable aspect of their humanity, and their availability for growth, availability for appertainment, regardless of their perceived perspective on absolutions or their ascribance of themselves of purpose once it is of self-designate, or once it is of designate, onto promotion of goodly nature. An acknowledgement of avail and availance to seek, and also it speaks to the relevance of the impetus to learn and seek findings of thine conceptualization of an absolution within the variated aspects of an existence. And with a speciality of notance, of the aspect of existential conceptualizabilities, or perspectives, self-perspectives, existential and self-perspectives. With a reminder of consideration and treatment for, as well as accommodativeness to, the relevancy of immortality, of the mortal aspect, of these aspects to be entreated, of these aspects within mortality. Thou wouldest conduct me there where thou hast said, that I may see the portal of St. Peter, and those thou makest so disconsolate. And those thou makest so disconsolate. A confirmation of notance of directives and of positioning. The restatement of the aspect of highest with the notance of saintly in its first men of saintly of an aspect of sainthood within its first notance. And the renotation of the relevancy of path, of virtue, as it is, but mentions it in remembrance of the adversity of experiencing, and notance of the carefulness to treat full, and the first statement, that which, following off the idea of saintlyhood being a state in which one would find one means there. One is gained of themselves. One is self is perpetually in of offerings of self-service or engagement of service toward beneficent cause as a means towards contentment with its relevancy or with its potential contributability towards a contentment, a positioning of a contentment on peace and peace, as it plays into the forward notice of recognition of the effectiveness of a disconsolation as being the path to peace, as a suggestion that a path to peace being through contentment, being through the higher impetus to consistent beneficent action, and where unassailed or unavailed within contentment of position or circumstance, and offerings to treat forth with such. Then he moved on, I behind him followed. Then he moved on, and I behind him followed. And a closed reiteration of the unanimity of interpotential, very descriptive aspect as illustrated within the first canto, and a notance of with qualification of its dualities, both simultaneously being purposive toward the same higher intent, or its componentiated aspects being purposive towards the same higher intent. Regarding the description of imperative within text, as stated, as well as the relevancy of sightedness within perspective, relevancy of observance within perspective, as a reminder for the purpose of its offerings of contribution towards a peace and for those, and further with relevance as a means of inspiration. Rather bolstering of aspiration. onto a beneficent, or a peace, or in any such situation alike, a betterment, in such conceptualization alike, a betterment. "12:28 a.m. 12th May 2022, Inferno Canto 1, verses 43 to 46. To those who may engage with this listening directly, I hope it is of offerance, of benefit, alongst thine own path. Or a path a thine to better state. Once more, I wish you peace, joy, contentment, and respite from that which ails, if it may be had, and where not, an availing of a tomorrow, forth the prior stated. Have a good day, or a good night, and rest easy, if it would be forth your benefit.